Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and today is our bi-weekly massage chair industry update for Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. We've got some interesting things to cover today. I'll start off by saying that the Osaki Admiral has gone up in price from $44.99 up to $49.99, and the Osaki Maestro LE has gone up from $94.99 to $99.99. These are two pretty popular chairs. Price increases are nothing new to us over the last year and a half with the COVID business, but just thought I'd let you know about that. We have a tip for people who own the Daiwa Supreme Hybrid. One of the recurring issues with this chair, if you want to call it an issue, is that some people have trouble connecting the tablet to the chair, because remember, the tablet is wireless, so it's connected by Bluetooth, and sometimes people have trouble connecting the actual tablet to the chair, but others have trouble connecting their personal devices to the chair so that they can play their music while they're enjoying the massage. And so here's a couple of tips for you. In terms of trying to get the tablet to connect to the chair, make sure that if you're having trouble with it right off the bat, turn the chair off. Turn the power button off. Make sure you turn the remote control button off, so you shut that off, and then turn on the button to the power for the power of the chair, and then push the button on the right hand side, the lower button of the two, and hold it until you have the option to power up. And the remote control will power up, and then it'll ask you to pair. And so you push the little pair touch screen, the little link there that says pair, and the chair should pair. Chair should pair. There you go. I sound like Muhammad Ali. But that's not as common a problem or an issue as connecting your personal device to the chair. And it's almost like you have battling Bluetooth connectivity problems, because you've got the tablet that's connecting to the chair, and then you've got your own device that's connecting to the chair. So here are the two things that we recommend. Number one is, again, turn off the chair. Turn it back on, power back on. By the way, turn off the remote control first, power down the remote control, turn off the red button, the power button, the chair in the back, and then turn that back on, and then connect your chair, or connect your device to the chair, and through Bluetooth. And that is an SPH-1. That is how the Supreme Hybrid from Daiwa identifies itself on your Bluetooth list. So SPH-1, connect to that, and then once you've done that and you've got your music playing, then go ahead and turn on the remote control of the chair, and it should pair, and now you've got the best of both worlds. We, through trial and error, and thanks to my manager at my Utah store, we figured out another way to do it that might even be more simple. Rather than having to power off the chair, turning the button off, turning down the remote control, if you go into the settings of the Daiwa Supreme Hybrid on the remote control, go to the sounds option, and the sound option will have it'll have two options there. It'll have chair or device. Chair or tablet. It defaults to chair. That means that the sounds are coming from, hold on, what does that mean? I'm not there right now. But anyway, I can't remember exactly what that means. The sounds will come through go directly through the chair, or they'll go through if you click the tablet button, the sounds of your device will go through the tablet and then through the speakers. And so push the sound button, or the tablet button. It defaults to the chair button, push the tablet button, and then the Bluetooth of your device will go through the tablet and then go through your speakers. And that seems to work even more efficiently, because it's less steps. So anyways, that's a tip for the hybrid, and trying to get your device connected to it while you still have the tablet connected. Anyways, for those of you that don't own a Daiwa Supreme Hybrid, or are not going to be buying one, ignore that point. But for those who have one, I know it's a big deal. And if you do get a Daiwa Supreme Hybrid, you can come back to this video, the March 1st video of 2022, and you follow my steps and you'll be okay. Or just call us and we'll help you hook it up. We have those. I mentioned this a number of months ago in I believe the last quarter of last year. We talked about these Korean chairs that are coming, and those are getting closer now. The first model is coming in April. The second model in June. And these are chairs. These are Korean-made chairs, and they have the thing that makes it really unique about them is that they use sound waves as part of the massage experience. And I saw a video of it, and basically what it is they have quad rollers like most chairs do. The upper two rollers are true rubber rollers. The bottom two are they emit sound waves through those roller heads. So it does serve a massage purpose in terms of running up and down your spine, not rolling like the rollers do, but running up and down your spine, but it also emits sound waves at the same time. Kind of interesting technology, and I sat in the chair a number of months ago when I first went to the distributor that's bringing it to the United States, and I don't remember feeling a whole lot about it, but now that I've learned more about it, and I've seen the videos, etc., now I'm looking forward to sit on it again. We're going to get one in April. Hopefully in all of our stores. I believe it's in all of our stores. Anyway, so then you can come or you can talk to us about, we can talk to you, explain to you what it really feels like, and then you can ask us about what it really feels like. But thought I'd tell you about that. That's getting awfully close. We have. There's an issue that we see quite frequently now, and that's people getting parts. I think I talked about this a month or two ago on the massage chair industry updates. There is problems getting parts for some chairs, particularly if they're discontinued, because some of the companies don't keep large inventory. Once a chair has been discontinued, it's almost like, oh, sorry, we don't have any parts for it either. And that can be problematic for those of you that have bought a chair maybe 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years before it gets discontinued, and now there's trouble finding parts. And that is a real problem. And I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you. It's good to try to go with a company, a reputable distributor that has inventory, but how do you know if they do? One of the top companies that have been around, I won't say their name, but they've been around for well over 40 years. When they discontinue a model, it's hard to get parts, period. But then they give you a good deal on buying a new chair. So it's kind of like, okay, we can't get you parts to fix your chair, this chair that you bought, but we're going to give you this screen-in deal on a new model, and that's one way around it. But if you want parts for it, and sometimes it's tough to get a hold of them. But even the chairs that are still in play or in the market, sometimes it's hard to get parts for them too. And or if a particular part that's rarely replaced, and all of a sudden you need it, and they've got to go back to China to get the part. It might take weeks and weeks to get the part. So I just want to talk a little bit about that, only because it keeps coming up. And I've talked about, like I said, I've talked about this before, but I just wanted to mention it to you so you're aware of that maybe sometime down the road. Also, I want to talk about our Northern California store. I just received notification on, I think Saturday or Friday that they'll be done on Tuesday with the building, with the remodel. And so I'm actually going to fly out there tomorrow morning. I'm flying out there tomorrow, and I'm going to be checking it out to see if it's all good to go. And then then we're ordering the chairs and getting the chairs there. And we hope to be training by the second half of March, and then open the first week of April. That's the goal, and it looks like we may be on our way to getting there. We've commissioned a local company, to build the outdoor, lighted sign, and that will help people find us when they come into the shopping center. We posted an article on the blog. It's called "Are Massage Chairs Safe?" And this is not something we talk a lot about because everybody thinks massage chairs are safe, and they are. They're very, very safe. But there are some things in here that we talk about, like are massage chairs good for kids? Are they good for if you're pregnant? Are they good for certain medical conditions? And there are, for most kids and adults, it's not a problem. Oh, is it good for, pregnancy? Yeah, my own experience with it through the years that it's very good for people that are pregnant, unless, of course, it causes discomfort. And that goes with almost everything. If a massage chair causes you grief, and it's a recurrent grief, maybe a massage chair is not the best tool for you. There's ways to adjust the intensity, adjust the feeling of it, to make it more amenable to your sensitivities. But there are some things that are outright contraindications to massage. Like, for example, if you have some cancerous tumor that's growing in your back muscles or on your skin, that may not be helped by a massage chair. So definitely consult with your doctor. Some people have open wounds or sores, ulcerations on their skin that the rollers would come in contact with. Maybe not so good. If you have a pretty significant, like a sprain or I don't know, a bad contusion or something like that, a massage chair will probably be contraindicated until those things are resolved or healed or doing better. I know people who go in for surgeries, back surgeries or neck surgeries, and they want to know if they can get a massage chair. So when they get out of the hospital from their surgery, they can sit in the chair. Well, I probably wouldn't sit on a massage chair right after surgery, especially maybe some surgeries, but I sure wouldn't do it if I had a back or neck surgery, which is what we most commonly see. So there are contraindications. Some are more permanent contraindications. Some are a passing, temporary contraindication until the body responds to whatever is wrong with it, and then you consider the massage chair. But for the most part, for most people, they're very safe. As a matter of fact, I have a picture on my phone of my granddaughter when she was like a year old, and we put her on the. Actually, I don't even think we put her in it. Kids just gravitate to massage chairs. Anyways, she crawled onto a Panasonic massage chair, which is a fairly strong massage chair. They have strong rollers. And she just sat there and was kind of playing with it. And I thought, well, what the heck, let's turn it on. As any good grandfather would do. So I turned it on and she was hypnotized by it. And I was watching very closely because the Panasonics have strong roller massages. And she just sat in this chair like almost a hypnotic trance. And I thought, hey, I wish I would have had this when my kids were little. Maybe it would have shut them up when they were screaming and yelling at night before they went to bed. But I was impressed with how she responded to it. And then when we turned it off, she got upset because we turned it off. And a 1-year-old can't speak the language articulately. But she made it very clear and very well known that she did not like that we stopped the chair and we turned it back on and she shut right up again. So anyways, massage chairs are pretty doggone safe, in my humble opinion, based on my experience. But if you have contraindications, you want to know what they are, you can download a free report on my website. If you go to the education tab and go down to the free downloads option, there's one there. I think it's called health benefits or I think it's the 11 things you need to know. I cannot remember, but in there we talk about the contraindications of massage chairs. So anyways, be aware of that. And then lastly, I want to talk a little bit about massage chair stretches. I think I've alluded to this before, but I may have talked about it a year ago or a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, but it bears being told again. And I have, most massage chairs have a stretch program, and people come looking at a massage chair for a stretch program, and they think it's going to be like a hamstring stretch. Or it's going to stretch your neck down, or it's going to stretch your, whatever. And the stretches that we see in massage chairs are not those kinds of massage chairs. I've broken them down into 3 types, okay? The types that we typically see on today's massage chairs are what we call a full body extension stretch. That's where the chair goes back in a full recline, and you're almost completely horizontal. The airbags are either pinning your shoulders back or holding your shoulders in place or pinning them back, and then the airbags in the calves and the feet inflate and grab your legs, and then the ottoman drops down, and it extends your body and pulls you. Kind of feels like you're getting pulled apart. Now that sounds a little crude, but that's kind of the vibe you get. But it feels wonderful. But the only chairs that can give you a stretch like that are S-track chairs that do full body extension stretches, and these new, and up until recently, up until last year, only S-track chairs could give you that. L-track chairs could not do it. And I'll explain that one in a minute. But now the new L-track chairs that have the split tracks that I talked about, chairs like the Daiwa Supreme Hybrid or the Infinity Circadian, they have independent roller tracks from the top from the bottom, and those chairs can flatten out completely and give you a full body extension stretch. All the other L tracks have what I call a hip distraction stretch. So what the chair does, it tries to do what the S-track chairs do. It reclines back, but it doesn't go flat because your body's always in an L shape, right? You can't completely flatten it out so you can get a good stretch. Where am I? There you are. It's a fixed L. So when you recline it back, the seat still comes up. You see that? And so you go back down and still in the seated position. You go back and you're in a seated position. And so when what'll happen is they fix it so that the airbags will still inflate and pin your shoulders back or pin your shoulders in, and then the airbags in the calves and the feet inflate and drop the ottoman down, but it does not give you a full body extension stretch because you're still in the L shape. And so your legs, your thighs are still going up here. And you can't get flattened out. And so what happens is when those legs drop down with the airbags inflated on your calves and feet, it kind of pulls on your hips a little bit. And that's why I call it a hip distraction stretch. So I want you to be aware, those are the primary two stretches that you'll see. And virtually all L tracks, excuse me, except for these new split track type chairs, will have the hip distraction stretch. Whereas the S-track chairs and these special new hybrid roller mechanisms can give you the full body extension stretch. And then there's a third type. Excuse me, you can tell I've got a bit of a cough. Anyways, there's a third type of stretch that I have only seen in S-track chairs, and they're primarily chairs that come out of Japan, like the Panasonics, like the Sinca JP1100, like the old Sanyos. What they do is they use and these are called segmental stretches because they do a stretch on the neck, and then they go down and do a stretch on the low back, and then they do a stretch on the hips. And what they do is they use the seat airbags a lot. So what will happen is the seat airbags will raise the body up, and then the rollers will come down your neck and go underneath the base of your skull, and then the seat airbags deflate, and these rollers hold your head up underneath the base of the skull, and you feel a stretch of the neck. It's actually a pretty cool stretch, but we don't see much anymore. And then, for example, in the low back, they still use the airbags in the hips and in the seat to raise up your seat. Excuse me, and then the hip airbags inflate, and then to pin you in, and then the seat airbags drop or deflate, and then your hips kind of get held. It's almost like your butt's being held up a little bit, and the weight of the gravity acts as a distraction for your hips, for your low back. So those are the three types. And I want you to understand that, because you might sit in one chair and they say, oh, you're in the stretch program. And then you go try another chair and then they say, oh yeah, this is the stretch program. And it's like, those didn't feel anything alike. And if a stretch is an important factor for you, and that's one of the criteria you're using for choosing your chair, make sure you know what kind of stretch the chair has. But I just thought I'd tell that to you only because that does come into play, the different types of stretches. Well, I think that's just about it for this week's massage chair industry update. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please feel free to thumbs up, like us on our YouTube channel, and of course, as always, help us spread the word about massage chairs with your family and friends by sharing this video on your various and sundry social media platforms. We appreciate that. Well, I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and I will see you again in 2 weeks.